You know, it's that time of the week again.
It is Monday Night Mission with Dan Variety Hottie and
the man that has nearly blown the roof off of every major arena, not just around the country, but around the globe. The man that led Men on a Mission to Tag Team Championship Gold in the World Wrestling Federation in Rocked MSG like it's never been rocked before at WrestleMania 10. I don't know how his name can only have 5 letters, but he is the Man on a Mission, Oscar. Brand new Monday Night Mission begins now.
there are so many missions.
Wrestling fans, get ready for a weekend of the unpredictable as the Berzerker, John Nord, returns to MWF Studios in Melrose the weekend of Saturday, January the 22nd. Wrestling Insider Throwback Thursday tapings, live episodes, watch-alongs, cyber autograph signings, and more. Boston Wrestling Patreon fans can meet the Berzerker for free. For more information and mail order info, head on over to thebostonwrestling.com super site now. Don't miss the Berzerker, January 22nd. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans, on Royal Rumble Saturday, January the 29th, things are getting a little dirty. That's right. Joining us live in studio for the very first time will be our longtime friend, the legendary Zeb Coulter, a.k.a. Dirty Dutch Mantel. Dutch will be with us all weekend for Wrestling Insider tapings, Patreon watch-alongs, live episodes, and cyber autograph signings. Plus, Dutch will be watching the Royal Rumble with us. For more information and autograph photos, head on over to bostonwrestling.com. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, 3-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insider's Monday Night Mission. Dan Marathi will be joined by your host with the most momentarily. Another hellacious, wild episode of Monday Night Raw on the USA Network. Wanted to get you caught up on a few things as we wait for the crowd to join us. Rushing on over from Raw. I don't know how raw it was, but let me tell you, sometimes it can feel raw watching the episode. Here we are, MWF Studios, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts. The zip code of champion 02176. MIA this week on the road. Happy to have Oscar with us, though, as we try to continue to enlighten and incite you in the king of sports, professional wrestling. Wanted to remind you that tonight is the last night to take advantage of the special discounted VIP packages and tickets to our Back to the 80s Soul Survivor 10 event Saturday night, April the 16th from the historic Memorial Hall, Melrose, Massachusetts. You're going to see WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, 3-time Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more to be announced. We're going to have a VIP exclusive Q&A session, autographs, photos, and so much more as part of the pre-event fan fest. Then the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will light up the squared circle like never before at Memorial Hall again. Head on over to BostonWrestling.com now, save a little bit of money, and get the best seats in the house. On top of that, we have spoken to Marty Jannetty this week. He's pumped and excited about his return to MWF Studios. That's why we need your support at the Indiegogo campaign. The link can be found in the description box below or across our social media platforms. As of this recording, which is several days early, we are at about 26% to goal. Marty is ready to be here for several days, ready to rock with Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. Again, we need your help to make it happen. We have some great rewards, experiences, and so on to try and entice you to join the fun. And if that wasn't enough, wrestling fans, this Saturday night, the wild, unpredictable Berzerker is back with us in studio for Wrestling Insider tapings, live episodes, watch-along, cyber autograph signings, and so much more. We will be watching Royal Rumble 1992 live on Saturday night. You are not going to want to miss the fun we are going to have with the Berzerker. I don't know if you had a chance to check out the mini marathon last week, but it is a great way to introduce you to our new series, Wrestling Insider's Throwback Thursdays, which premieres every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after Impact Wrestling on AXS TV. Then, a week from this coming Saturday, things are going to get a little dirty, and we're not talking about gallants, oh no. Beginning Royal Rumble Saturday, January the 29th, through the 31st, WWE Hall of Famer, Dirty Dutchman, Zeb Coulter will be with us live in studio again, much like the Berzerker. For Wrestling Insider tapings, we'll have some live episodes, some cyber autograph signings. We're going to do some watch-alongs for Patreon and so much more. Join the fun. Head on over to BostonWrestling.com for information on that one. Now that the holidays are over, it's getting cold. As Quincy sang to Deborah McMichael, baby, it's cold outside. Have the professional wrestling streaming time of your life, folks. Believe me, patreon.com/Boston Wrestling, where you get early, full screen ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider programs and archives of over 300 episodes. Our world-renowned studio shoot interview DVD library is seen by millions online and millions around the world thanks to The Howard Stern Show. You get Patreon exclusive watch-alongs and news, plus you never know. Surprises galore. Again, patreon.com/Boston Wrestling, where you personally can help keep professional wrestling legends working. On Christmas Day, we added a Patreon exclusive video, a watch-along where the Berzerker broke down a WWF title match against Bret the Hitman Hart. And on New Year's Day, we added a Patreon exclusive watch-along where Demolition X broke down Tag Team Championship encounter from WrestleMania 4, where Demolition defeated Strikeforce to win the title for the very first time. More great exclusive content headed your way. Again, folks, now that the Christmas shopping is done, focus on that wrestling man cave. Head on over to the Boston Wrestling eBay store. You can find the long link in the description box below, or head on over to BostonWrestling.com. Click the store button. It'll take you right there. We have great merchandise from superstars of every era. Best of all, you know that you're helping keep professional wrestling legends working. It's a great thing. It's a great thing, folks. Everything we're trying to do here, it's positivity galore as we head back to Melrose on April the 16th. As we go back to the 80s, we're hoping to have another big announcement on Royal Rumble Saturday when Dutch Mantel is live in studio. Who is going to be the fifth featured Here he is, wrestling fans, the host with the most, the man that nearly blew the roof off of every major arena across the country, around the globe, the guiding light to the WWF Tag Team Champion Men on a Mission in 1994. I could only be talking about the manager extraordinaire, the vice president of Boston Wrestling Sports, the yin to Dr. David Reese's yang, and believe me, with all his women, there's a lot of yang going on. I could only be talking about the O, the S, the C, the A, the R, Oscar of Men on a Mission for Wrestling Insider's Monday Night Mission. Oscar, how are you, brother?
I'm all right. How you doing? We're going to jump right in because I want to give an update on Mo from Men on a Mission.
All right, let's get there. I want to, before you go there, Oscar, I do want to let people know that we have the newcomer to the team, Kevin Manick, is hot with us on the in the podcast Kevin. Penthouse.
Yes, I'm here. I'm glad to be here. First time.
Welcome.
But we got some serious news to talk about, Oscar. The floor is
All
yours.
right. Yeah, okay. For those that don't know, Mo suffered about pneumonia due to COVID. He had a kidney transplant a couple of years ago. So when you have an operation as such, you're what they call immunocompromised. So long story short, what that means is when you get the vaccine does not work at all.
Oh, really?
Jeez.
Yeah, so when you get COVID, the vaccine is not gonna protect you from COVID being as bad as it can get. When you you get the vaccine, you're gonna get the worst of it. As normally you would be protected with the vaccine. If you got sick, you may not get as sick. You may not get COVID at all. But jumping right in is, he got COVID. He's got pneumonia. The kidney he did receive has shut down.
Oh, wow.
And I'm doing my podcast.
He's like, shut up.
And so he's in the hospital. He's not doing good, y'all. I mean, it's it's pretty, it's pretty bad. It did look up the last day or two. I mean, he was speaking. His oxygen level is at 50%. So, we need to pray for him because,
Yeah.
his girlfriend is real worried. The doctors are not in a good place with everything. They're doing the best that they can, but, he's in really, really bad shape right now.
Well, you mentioned a minute ago, you said he's at a 50% oxygen level. Is that an improvement from some level that he was at?
No, he's pretty much been at that level. They haven't intubated him yet, which means put a tube down his throat, but he's needed assist breathing with an oxygen mask and tubes and such things like that. So,
Oh, jeez.
So in other words, he can't breathe on his own. So,
How did you talk to him on the phone then?
I didn't. I know. I've been. I've been talking to his girlfriend.
I was going to say that'd be a little difficult.
Yeah, no, he needs to not try to talk. He needs to not try to talk. So, and people have been trying to encourage him to talk, and that's really kind of pissing me off.
Yeah, no, I would say just the opposite. Let him be.
Yeah, the doctors have told them that he needs to conserve breathing by not trying to talk, and they steady trying to talk to him, and but you know how these things go.
Well, I don't know if you have it handy right now, but maybe for the next episode, if you could get the address to the hospital, maybe we could put something up for the fans to send them some letters or greeting cards of encouragement. I think that might be nice.
What I'll do is I'll get that information as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I'll text it to you, and then you can on all the shows.
Yeah, on social media too. Yeah.
On social media, yeah, that would be really nice.
Well, knock on wood. Hopefully things are going to get better for Bobby Horn, former WWF Tag Team Champion and Men on a Mission is Mo with Mabel. Oscar was the championship manager back in 1994. We send him our positive thoughts, or if you're a person of religion, prayer, down to, is he in Tennessee?
Nope, he's in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, he's in Texas now. Okay, well, bound to the Big D. We send some well wishes to Mo. We hope that Oscar will have better news when he updates us next week on the program. Oscar, we're taping a little bit early today, but when this episode finally airs, it is going to be Martin Luther King Day. Yeah. A big day here in the United States. You yourself and Kevin Manicus Hart, both men of color. You maybe will be able to relate to the holidays in a way I can't. What does Martin Luther King mean to you, Oscar?
Martin Luther King means a lot in that the civil rights movement turning the corner of the way oppression and racism was. He was really stellar, in that movement. He had a relationship with President Kennedy at the time, and that just, really, really, really shaped the world from the way that it really, really was. And that means a lot. That's just amazing. The I Have a Dream speech was one of the most iconic, amazing speeches, ever to come out of a man's mouth, to really, really, really mobilize people and energize people and touch the hearts of white people and black people alike. So Martin Luther King should have had a day. And when Arizona refused to do it years ago, I was positively just appalled and offended that they resisted having that day as a holiday when everybody else fell in line.
Arizona was the only state that refused to recognize it?
Arizona, they've come around now.
Wow.
I did not know that.
But yeah, when everybody else had a King Day, everybody else fell in line.
Well, that's disappointing to hear. I'll pass the baton to Kevin Manicus Hart as a gentleman much younger than you and I, Oscar. What does Martin Luther King Day mean to you?
It means everything. Growing up, I used to go to the King parades. They would have King parades, every January in Miami, and I used to go all the time. But besides that, the holiday in general means a lot to me as a black man in America. I think Martin Luther King was one of the key figures in history. He's one of the reasons why I can sit next to you right now, Dan. He really opened the doors for, just what the civil rights movement was. And even though, Martin Luther King talks about a lot, there's so many other people as well, but he was just that man in the forefront who really had a dream, right? And I Have a Dream speech, like Oscar said, is one of the most iconic speeches ever, because this dream, it really came into fruition. It became a reality. And I'm glad it did. I think we still have a lot more work to do in terms of equality and equity. We have a lot more work to do. But Martin Luther King was, when he was out, like when he was here on Earth, he did a really good job. And I can only be grateful for what he has done. So, yeah.
Well, two different perspectives from, I guess, what you'd call two different age ranges, Oscar, here in the world of Boston wrestling sports. Are you there, Oscar?
Is he still here?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, all right, Oscar. I didn't know if you took your own commercial break, but no, as I was saying, I thought it was interesting to get two different perspectives from two different members of the family that are in two different age ranges,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go up there.
Where? Where you going?
Why are we doing this in front of people? Okay. Sorry, I'm back.
All right. Well, as I'll try again, Oscar, I was going to say I thought it was very interesting to get the perspective on MLK from two different members of the Boston wrestling sports family that are, two different age ranges, so to speak. You got the veteran guard down there in Hotlanta, and we got our friend Kevin Manicus Hart going to school here in Boston, a native of Miami, Florida.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What was the question?
All right. We'll move on. Do you think, Oscar, in this day and age, we'll ever see a Dr. David Reese Day? Do you think it's warranted at this point with all he's done? I know, MLK was good friends with JFK. David Reese is good friends with Joe Biden. Do you think maybe that we'll see a Reese holiday?
Well, you know what? If we don't see one, we can make one. We could all
We'll have our own
every year.
We'll do it for all.
We can pick a day, all get together, and we could, we could celebrate it.
I think it would be nice for all the Jewish Americans out there.
It would be nice, but you're not going to rally them. They don't want to take a day off from work to do that.
Oh, I wanted David Reese. I forget what his middle name is. I know what it is because he told me at one point. I don't think it's Manicus, but maybe I know it is M because that's his social media. It's DMR. What the hell was it? Well, we'll figure it out at a different time. But Oscar, a lot going on in the world in professional wrestling besides Mo.
Wait.
Oh, wait a minute. All right.
But before we do that,
what else do we got?
I got a text from you earlier. Who the hell is bothering you now, ladies and gentlemen? This is that part of the show where we have the segment. Who the hell is pissing off Dan this week?
Who's pissing you off, Dan?
Honestly, with the way today has gone, Oscar, I could be dropping some F-bombs. I'm honestly going to look at...
dropped F-bombs, though.
Did I text you or did I Facebook you?
No, you texted me and told me.
I texted you?
A bunch of people. Yeah, there was a bunch of
today?
People. Today. There was a bunch of people.
I didn't text you today.
Yeah, no, you Facebooked me. And
now I got to call up Facebook then. For Christ's sakes, Oscar, make up your mind.
There was a bunch of people in the studio that was bothering you.
Well, Fluffy Guerrero, for one, was a major annoyance. She's the one with the tentacles that come down the the shorts in the summertime. You know what I mean? It's like the bottom of an Easter egg basket down there. But yeah, today was not a good one. I have been stressed from moment until now, and we had taping rather late for us. I've been searching for this email, as Manicus walked in on, that is somewhere within the past 2.5 years, but because it was updated, I don't know when, and I don't remember the woman's name. So as you can imagine, that's been an odyssey. Who else pissed me off today? Trying to finalize some 80s talent for the big one Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. It's going to be the first MWF live event for Kevin Manicus Hart.
Yep.
I am pissed off, Oscar. I had a lot to do before the week ended. I got most of it done, but not all of it done. I hate to be incomplete. But anyway, so goes the story of my life.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you haven't. Why don't you tell people why you're having such a good time tonight?
No, I'm having a ball. It's Mimi's birthday weekend. We rented Mimi's house. I got a few of her friends down here, and right now we're having a fish fry. My son is down here.
A fish fry
from New York. We're having a fish fry. He made the greatest pint of macaroni and cheese I think a human being has ever saw. So
this is the blackest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, man, it's a good time.
Well, I think Manicus is wishing he was back down in Miami. He probably would have taken the Amtrak up to Atlanta for the other fish fry.
Seriously, a fish fry?
No, Manicus, it's plenty of food too. You'd have had a good time.
And you said macaroni and cheese. That's Yeah, that's when I almost jumped out my seat because that's my favorite dish, man.
I'm gonna take a picture of it and really make you mad. And
well, he's not the biggest dog in the fight, Oscar. I think you probably could have used a Dixie cup instead of a plate to feed him. He's only about 5'3". Is that what we were at now?
I think we're at 5'6".
5'6". Oh, well, he's grown a little bit since last week.
I'm growing overnight.
By the time he finished eating, he'll be 6 feet tall.
I'm 6 feet tall in my mind, so if I could be 6 feet tall in person, that would be great. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Oscar, you got me hungry talking about the fish now, too. I don't really care about the macaroni and cheese, but the fish has got me hungry.
Yeah, no, it's homemade coleslaw. My mother-in-law whipped up some coleslaw, and Yeah, we throwing down over here. The only thing that we didn't get, my son claimed that he was able to make a banana pudding.
Oh.
He was going to get a banana pudding.
You were very excited about this banana pudding on the last episode.
We couldn't find
Have you ever had banana
no
pudding?
vanilla wafers nowhere around town.
You need vanilla wafers to make banana pudding?
Yeah.
That's the key ingredient.
Of course. That's like the main thing to put inside.
See, that's way over my head. I don't understand that.
Yeah, well, no, that's
I know how to eat it, not cook it.
The cookies, that's the key ingredient.
Yeah, that's
cookies
the
are the key ingredient.
Yes.
The cookies are the key ingredient.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what David Reese used to say about something else, but that's a different story for a different time. He used to like the cookie, but... You know what I mean, Oscar?
Yeah, I understand.
He liked the banana pudding in a different way. That's all right. And he liked the rocks pie. But anyway, on to the world of professional wrestling as we wish the dreamiest one of all, Miss Mimi, the happiest of happy birthdays. Hopefully it is the best year of her life ahead, and they only get better from there on out. Living with you, how could they not be, though, Oscar?
Yeah, I know, right?
As long as you don't fall out of that chair again and roll around like a turtle on its shell.
Oh, my God.
We can't have that. Mimi's...
You know what? I couldn't get no help. I had to figure it out on my own after an hour.
Mimi is very strong in the heart, but I don't know if physically if she could get the job done on her own.
Well, she didn't even hear me. She was asleep.
All right, Oscar. Speaking of women with M's, we're not talking about Mimi. We're talking about Mickie. Mickie James, the Impact Wrestling Women's Champion, has been announced as entering the 2022 WWE Women's Royal Rumble, Saturday, January the 29th, St. Louis, Missouri. Your thoughts, Oscar, of this crossover with WWE and Impact for, I guess maybe you'd call it the second time, the first time under this regime?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a thing to where, you know, sometimes, even though it's the Royal Rumble, you know, sometimes it gets to a point to me, and this is one man's opinion, to where some people, I mean, I'm all for bringing legends in. I am. But at the same time, my other school of thought is there come a time where people just got to go sit down.
Yeah.
I mean, you had your moment in the sun. And I mean, Mickie James was around probably before I was around. And I consider myself too old to do anything. And I was around back in 94. And I think Mickie James might have been before that, or maybe a little bit after that, or somewhere around the time where it's a long enough time for you to not do it. You have no prayer of winning the Rumble. They just add you in there for shock value. You're not going to win.
Well, it's not going to be much of a shock at this point. I don't think anyone's going to be too surprised.
I'm not so sure that you're even going to make a good showing.
Really?
And I don't know.
You sound like me, Oscar.
I know.
I'm turning you heel.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about this. Man.
Well, I'll ask Manicus, where he's a kind of a younger mind. What do you think about Mickie James entering the Royal Rumble just several months after she was sent her possessions after her release to her home in a trash bag?
Well, because of that, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You know, her as she's making a not a return, but a little guest appearance, I guess you could say. I mean, I've always loved Mickie James.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's a really good athlete. I've seen her in both TNA and WWE. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited. I'm just like, okay, well, she's going to be in there. Great. You know, but I know nothing's going to happen. Like, she's not going to win, you know, and maybe they'll bring in Trish. So her and Trish can have their little standoff and their little, oh my God, you remember when we were back in like the early 2000s wrestling each other and kissing each other? Like, you know, like that's going to be, I feel like that's going to be a moment for her. And it's going to be a moment for the fans to see her after her release. But, I mean, it's just like a whatever type of thing. It's like, okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's like,
it's a whatever type of thing.
Yeah, you know she's not going to win.
Oscar, if I was booking, you know what I'd do, brother?
What's that?
I'd have Dewdrop take out a hefty trash bag and choke her out with it.
Oh no.
You know,
The inside fans would love it.
speaking of Dewdrop,
Yeah.
Isn't she
I
gonna
am
be
so,
battling for
I
the?
was so floored, and so disappointed, and so disgusted
Yeah.
that she won that three-way match, and now she's
Likewise.
getting a title shot.
Yeah. Did you think about dropping one in the Dew?
Oh my God!
No.
You know, dropping the dude. Period.
Now, what about you, Manicus? I know Dewdrop's probably got a few years on you, but have you ever thought about making love to Dewdrop?
Nah.
Well, you're a young guy. I mean, you know,
Nah.
sometimes at a young age, you're making, you know,
I'm 20.
boo-boos that
I'm
you
20.
regret later on. Dewdrop wouldn't be one of them.
no. And you know, just to piggyback off what Oscar said about about her win, I'm not as thrilled. I mean, I'm not sure what they're trying to do with her, but I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I wanted Liv to win. I probably wanted to see Bianca win, probably out of the three.
Didn't she win? Oh, that's right. You're talking about the triple threat match.
Yeah, the triple threat. The number one contender. Like, I don't even know if I'm thrilled about the Dewdrop thing. Like, I don't know. Because when she first came into the company, wasn't she like Eva Marie's
Virgil.
Yeah. I didn't even like that because Eva Marie, I mean, what the hell? That's like.
Well, at least that experiment ended quick enough.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did.
You know what? This may be her run to the exit door. I mean, we've seen a lot of people get stellar matches.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, weeks after that stellar match where you think they finna do something with them, they're going to do something with them, all right. Give them a release.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think that maybe
right.
they'll change her name just to Drop, as in dropped from contract?
That's my hope because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But I think it's highly possible.
I mean, going back to the triple threat, I think for just any of those girls, I think I wanted Bianca to win. Just out of those three. Liv had countless of opportunities, and that went really nowhere. I'm not sure about Liv. I don't know. I love Liv though, but I probably wanted to see Bianca win that.
Well, Bo Dallas is going to be looking for you if you say that again. You've made that comment a couple of times about Liv Morgan.
Well, wait, Bo Dallas and Liv are like a thing?
Yes, she lives on the Dallas farm in Brooksville, Florida. He lives it every day.
What?
So to speak, yeah.
This is a lie.
No.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right. Well, see, you learned something new.
I learned something new today.
Every week here on Wrestling Insider's Monday Night Mission. I ask you this, Oscar. Look at some of the stiffs they're bringing back for the Women's Rumble. They've released so many. They don't have enough women under contract. They don't want to bring up nameless faces from NXT that all look alike and wrestle alike. So those freeloaders, the Bellas, are coming back in.
No.
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The Bellas?
Johnny Ace's early Christmas gift to the whole brood, I guess, was to give them paydays for the Rumble, January 29th.
Get out.
Well, I don't know if the mother's trying to get a spot too, but at least Nikki and Bella will be competing, and they're also returning.
Well, it's not the worst thing.
It is. It's pretty bad.
It's bad. No. I didn't say it wasn't. I didn't say it was not bad, but I can really think of a bunch of worse things that they could do.
I think the best thing they could do is just not have it. That would really make me happy.
Yeah, I don't. But you know what? Okay, here's when we go back to, the whole inequality issue. At this stage of the game, and with the climate and as many women as they do have, even though they dropped a lot, they have to have it. They can't have the men have the Rumble and then leave and exclude the women out, because then you're going to get the nasty letters and them nasty emails and them nasty phone calls, and then women going to want to know why we can't. Why y'all ain't giving us?
Right.
Why?
I know.
Instead of having to deal with all that,
I know.
Go ahead, you have it.
I know if someone was booking, they wouldn't have that match.
Nah, yeah, there was you. Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of booking,
Yeah.
whatever happened to Johnny the Man's women's wrestling company.
I think he's got too many women to pick from. So many have been released. He's got too much variety at the buffet, Oscar. I don't know about John Cena Sr. and his fabulous women of wrestling, but you know what? The longer that gets put on the shelf, my heart isn't broken. As I've noted, I'm more than happy to contribute to the concept, but I think there are better endeavors that we can put our attention to, like Saturday night, April the 16th, for Soul Survivor 10, when we go back to the 80s with Jake the Snake Roberts, Axe Smash, Demolition, the wild and unpredictable Berzerker, and many more, Oscar. But again, that's one man's opinion.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I'm getting the signal from the back, Oscar. Right now, we're going to take a brief timeout. We'll be back on the flip side with the man on a mission, Oscar. Stand by. Wrestling fans, get ready for a weekend of the unpredictable as the Berzerker, John Nord, returns to MWF Studios in Melrose the weekend of Saturday, January the 22nd. Wrestling Insider Throwback Thursday tapings, live episodes, watch-alongs, cyber autograph signings, and more. Boston Wrestling Patreon fans can meet the Berzerker for free. For more information and mail order info, head on over to thebostonwrestling.com super site now. Don't miss the Berzerker, January 22nd. Wrestling fans, on Royal Rumble Saturday, January the 29th, things are getting a little dirty. That's right. Joining us live in studio for the very first time will be our longtime friend, the legendary Zeb Coulter, a.k.a. Dirty Dutch Mantel. Dutch will be with us all weekend for Wrestling Insider tapings, Patreon watch-alongs, live episodes, and cyber autograph signings. Plus, Dutch will be watching the Royal Rumble with us. For more information and autograph photos, head on over to bostonwrestling.com. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, three-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th. Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, the momentum here in Boston Wrestling continues as we continue to build and build and build. The fans want to know, how do we help? We subscribe to the Patreon, but we see all the great merchandise on that set. Coronavirus may have killed the nightlife, especially for someone like Marty, but our acclaimed eBay store is open 24/7 around the world.
Wow. Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insider's in-studio shoot interviews on eBay with this brand new personally autographed WWE Royal Rumble 2021 11x14 poster signed by WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his advocate Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens. Reigns and Owens battled for the Universal title in a last standing match January 31st in the Thunderdome in Tampa. This limited edition collector's poster is number 31 of only 50 produced. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus autographed 8x10 photo. Get this rare, awesome collectible for your man cave and help keep wrestling legends working now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insider's Monday Night Mission here on Martin Luther King Day Monday. I am Dan Marotti, joined by your hosts with the most, WWF Tag Team Championship Manager, Oscar of Men on a Mission, and for the very first time, one of the newcomers to Boston Wrestling Sports, Kevin Manicus Hart here talking, well, I was going to say a little about wrestling, but a lot about wrestling. Sometimes we drift a little bit, but Oscar, I had a very interesting discussion with some friends, with a friend in Stamford, Connecticut this week, and they gave me the top half of the lineup at WrestleMania, and impressed I am not.
Okay.
Are you ready? I mean, hopefully you're sitting down for this one.
Please.
Well, and one that I don't think is going to surprise many, a match that I certainly will enjoy as it happens. Brock Lesnar will be taking on Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship with Paul Heyman involved somehow. I pitched them the idea of putting John Cena Sr. with the Tribal Chief and having him handcuffed to Paul Heyman at ringside. But believe it or not, that idea didn't seem to go over all that well.
Wait a minute. Say that again to who?
My idea that I pitched to them was, I said, why don't you put John Cena Sr. with Roman Reigns, and he could be handcuffed to Paul Heyman at ringside. What do you think, Oscar? Would you book it?
No.
No.
Okay, what are we seriously going to have?
No, well, no. It's going to be, Heyman is going to be involved somehow in that match. Seth Rollins, it looks like, is going to be winning the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble, which I absolutely hate for the simple reason of, number one, it dilutes the having two brands, having Seth Rollins, for some unknown reason, just come over to SmackDown and compete for the championship when they try and push at Survivor Series time. Oh, it's the only time of the year wrestlers from both brands compete head-to-head for brand supremacy, although they'll have matches on Raw every year, matches on SmackDown, matches on pay-per-view, Money in the Bank. And now at Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins from Raw will challenge the champion on SmackDown. I think it's a big mistake to have Roman Reigns lose to anyone other than Brock Lesnar, but that is just my opinion. Your thoughts on Brock and Roman? I believe this will be their third WrestleMania match?
Okay, well, first of all, in my opinion, I mean, they need to find something else, something new, something fresh. To deliver the fans, boring. Especially after doing something so repetitive so many times. Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns for the title, I find that to be just totally unrealistic and just un-American.
Un-American? Really? You think the whole country is going to revolt?
I'm kidding when I say that. I just find it and a whole bunch of different words that I ain't got time to go through all of them right now. Unbelievable, unacceptable,
I still say it's a huge mistake that they did not save Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, that
was money.
That is a huge mistake,
and maybe they could have done Rollins and Roman at that point. Moving down the card at WrestleMania, another one of these big four matches, so to speak, is going to be Seth Rollins defending the Universal Championship, which is now going to be the Raw title, with the WWE Championship moving to SmackDown. Seth Rollins defending the title against the winner of the Royal Rumble. I don't know if it's been officially decided, but it looks like it's either going to be Big E or Lashley. I am going to hope it is Lashley, with Lashley winning it back at Arlington, Texas.
No, that would be great, and I'm right with you on that. I do not think a Big E match, I know, especially Big E is not going to get the title back. So let me tell everybody that that's just simply not going to happen. Y'all can forget it.
What do you think, Manicus?
I agree. I don't think Big E's going to get it back. I was watching the interview you did with Cena Sr., and Cena Sr. says something that I sort of agree with. In a way I could disagree with it too, but I understood his point. He was saying that they should have never gave him the championship.
Never.
He should have been a tag team champ because he was good with the New Day and things like that. I think for me, I was excited to see him as champ because it never happened before, and I wanted to see how it was going to go. I've seen him as Intercontinental Champion.
Well,
I've seen him as a tag champ.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him as a WWE champ. And when he won it was great.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, there are people in life that have never been raped before, and they didn't enjoy that for the first time either. But
right. And it should have never happened, right?
And at worst, it castrated Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was hot. Bobby Lashley was on fire. They waited eons to put the title on the man. The man was out of the company for over a decade for ridiculous reasons that should have been taken care of when they happened. To disrespect Bobby Lashley and his character and in presentation that way, when he was one of the few things on the show that was over, was a hideous, hideous mistake for a guy that, while he may be a solid in-ring performer, has been presented as a comedic joke for the past better part of a decade. No one took it seriously. It wasn't over. His merchandise sure as hell didn't sell. It was a complete and utter failure.
Yeah.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Lashley.
No, Big E I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Big E. Okay, you're talking about...
Lashley was hot when they took the title off.
No. You're absolutely right. Because I think just being a fan, but also knowing business a little bit, I think most of it is just really about ticket sales and merchandise, really?
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's like, they didn't really sell that much, But I think what sold me...
Not even a top 10 merchandise seller is the champion.
It didn't. I think Roman is like the top tier right now with his merchandise. I think he passed John Cena.
Well, Cena's not around, so.
But Cena had hot merchandise when he was.
Sure, yeah.
When
he came back over the summer, yeah, he was number one by far.
Right. But what sold me on Big E just having the title, I think everyone loves Big E, right? Like
I don't
back in the locker room.
No.
As far as a person back in the locker room. He's well respected. People just was really excited to see him as champion because he's a well-liked guy on TV and behind the scenes. And I think that's what really sold me. But how long can that last, right? So
too long.
Yeah, not too long.
September 13th through January 1st. But anyway, all right, Oscar, are you in the chair for the other two quote-unquote big main event matches for WrestleMania?
All right, shoot.
All right, it is going to be Charlotte defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Sasha Banks, doing her cosplay Eddie Guerrero and Macho Man Randy Savage moves.
Oh, who gives a damn?
I don't give a damn about Charlotte. And the reason why I don't give a damn about Charlotte is because she's so fucking overused. Like,
you can raise Macho Man Randy Savage from the dead to officiate that match.
No.
And it wouldn't mean nothing.
Not Sasha. Charlotte is like great of an athlete, but I'm tired of seeing this woman. I'm tired of seeing her. I think she needs to go to AEW. I'm tired of seeing her. I'm sorry.
Do you think that since she had that facial work done, Oscar, that she kind of resembles an elf?
She looks like her dad.
I think she looks more like an elf than Ric Flair, but it's not her fault the way she's presented. But
I'm over it.
No, a lot of it is her fault because I heard she's hard to work with from other people.
Especially, her having yet another match with Sasha Banks.
As a WrestleMania main event, supposedly.
I feel you, Oscar.
Okay, what else?
And the other one, the fourth of the big four that they're planning at WrestleMania to promote around, it'll be the Raw Women's Champion, Big Match Bex, or whatever the hell she calls herself. Big Time Bex, I apologize. Taking on Bianca Belair. Hopefully this time Bianca won't start to cry before the match begins.
We understood why she cried last time. It
was an embarrassment to the business, but anyway.
I don't think so.
That's not how it works. we got to teach the youngin', Oscar.
Okay.
I would have cried.
Say about the four matches that you just mentioned is there's still some months before WrestleMania. Hopefully somebody will come to their senses and change all of this around. There's still time. Okay, let me say it again. There's still time, people. There's still time to make this a show.
Well, I'll tell you this. I remember it would have been WrestleMania 30. What was the one that was in Santa Clara, California with Rusev and Cena? 31, I think. Anyway, I remember a person within the company gave me the top 4 or 5 matches again in late September, right around my birthday, and every one of them was spot on. I remember I had just seen the movie It when it came out, and I asked Baby Marati, I said, you know, because he doesn't like the spoilers a lot of the time, and I said, you know, I know most of the card for WrestleMania. Do you want to know what it is? And he thought about it for a couple of minutes, and he went, yeah. And I told him, and then he was blown away that they all wound up being happening, you know, what I was told they were. But hopefully, Oscar, you're right. Hopefully, I am 110% wrong. Do you think there's a way to include Steve Austin on this show, where he's been so heavily featured in the commercial for the show? Maybe a guest referee for one of these matches.
Well, I'll tell you this, it can't hurt.
I think to try and fill 102,000 people each night at that stadium, they're going to need some help, and those 4 matches aren't going to do it.
It can't hurt. I got one word for y'all. Undertaker, give him a call, beg and please, open up the checkbook. Whatever number he say, that's the number y'all give him. Don't even argue with him. Just get him there by hook or by crook. This is what I would do. I would get about 5 people, get into his house at 2 in the morning, blindfold him, and bring him up to the ring and make him dance.
Do you think that maybe WWE could go the route of All Japan Pro Wrestling, where they would take a very, very elderly Giant Baba and put him in a 6-man tag team match or something like that?
No, what I would do, you're onto something.
All right.
I wouldn't do that. But what I would do is I would have a couple of Japanese stars come over and make a couple of matches on there, and that would make it extremely interesting and extremely entertaining.
You want Japanese matches with guys that nobody knows on shows that are already going to be overloaded to begin with?
Nobody knows, but you get a couple of them that people do recognize the names.
I'd love to see Okada. I know that.
There are quite a few, you know, not quite a few, but there are a few that are very, very, very recognizable. And then you have a couple of, you know, Japanese strong style matches on the card and play those up heavily. Have them come over for the remaining weeks of Raw and SmackDown that you got. And then if they're not as recognizable, make them recognizable. Have them have some of them kick-ass matches where they do a lot of that high-flying stuff in the Japanese style and get fans popping and excited. Put those on the WrestleMania card, and then you'll have something.
This was a company that couldn't even put Rey Mysterio on WrestleMania last year, and you want to put guys from Japan on the show?
I would do it, but like I said, there's a way to do it. You got to get the fans excited about them. But what I'm trying to tell you is there's value in these wrestlers. These are people that you can get fans excited about, promoting them the right way.
Oh, you're right. I mean, they're some of the best athletes in the world over there. It's just like you said, it would take the pacing and the patience of trying to bring them over here and put together maybe some promotional video packages first to highlight who they are and what they do, then give them some enhancement wins on Raw or SmackDown.
It would be worth it.
I think so.
Well, maybe even if they did like an interpromotional 6-man tag or something like that, where you take 3.
It will be something new. It will be fresh. It would be dynamic and exciting because these guys can wrestle.
Well, I think that we'll get, to be honest, that's fantasy booking as much as maybe we'd enjoy it. But Undertaker certainly he's still under contract with WWE. What would you like to see done with Undertaker at WrestleMania 38, Oscar?
You know what? Let me tell you something. Anything, having him show up will add value to it, and people won't feel like, you know, it'll get people interested. Undertaker has rescued more WrestleManias than you could know.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if you want to take a look at some of the big names that haven't been filled in match-wise yet, would you pull the trigger on Goldberg's last match, as he has one more remaining under contract with them? Maybe a retirement match or tease a retirement match if he loses.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, though, how many times can you tell that lie? And I'm not just talking about Goldberg. I mean, it's a thing to where people, especially me, people are just not buying that no more. It would have meant more if the retirement matches of the past were retirement matches, not a retirement match, and then 6 months later they come back and then they're having another retirement. It's too repetitive.
That's so
Nobody
true.
believes it, so it doesn't mean anything.
What if they mixed it up and maybe they went the route of Goldberg Rollins, the title versus the career?
See, that's the thing.
No one would buy it?
That don't mean nothing. No,
Yeah.
nobody will buy it. I mean, you could have a career match. They've had a bunch of those, and the words on the contract ain't worth the ink is printed on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, would you just book Goldberg at this point? Would you do anything with the guy?
I don't know. I would book them because again,
I think they need the star power.
No. Again, like I said about Stone Cold. I mean,
he wasn't.
It can't hurt. I mean, I don't think that. I don't think it's going to add the value that it would have added 5 years ago, 7, 10 years ago, especially. It's not going to add the value that it would when it was really adding value. So you could take it or leave it.
I think he'd be a good ref for Lesnar and Roman. I think it would make the match a little different.
No, that could work. But again, like I said, I mean, it could happen and not happen. It's not going to mean nothing.
And, I'm sure we're going to see, for the money that he's making each year, Edge will have a featured spot on the show. Anyone you'd like to see Edge work?
Yeah.
Edge?
Yeah, Edge. You ever heard of him?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't see Edge having the same impact coming back now that he used to have. See, there's a lot of sadness going on, and it's all going in the same direction.
Down the toilet.
And not necessarily, but you bringing in people, and it doesn't mean what it used to mean.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I get you. I think we'll probably finally see the split and then the first singles match between Randy Orton and Riddle, and I think where they've teamed for so long, that might have a little value to it. That's just a guess, though. No one has told me that.
That's going to be good.
I think that'll be good.
The funny thing is, even though they try and present it as the younger guy versus the older guy, there's not a huge age difference between the two of them.
There's not.
Well, Randy's about my age, and Riddle, I think, is 35, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Really talking a couple of years.
I think as far as personality and character goes, I think that's what it's like, really. Because Riddle is this, like, skateboard, like, very surfer type young energy,
Yeah,
like you would think he's my age, if you didn't know he was 35.
Maybe we'll see the end of the pigeons finally.
And then Randy's like a longtime veteran.
Well, Oscar, another pay-per-view news. Your thought on this? The Elimination Chamber is being brought over to the Kingdom of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I believe that is the location for the Saudi pay-per-view in February. A lot of people are taken aback that they would have a match called Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, I could see the argument, but I don't think it's the most unsmart thing I've ever heard. And the reason why is because the money over in Saudi Arabia, if you forget all the politics and all the offense and all the things that you say they did and everything like that, I think keeping doing business for the sake of the bottom line in Saudi Arabia is the most intelligent thing that I've heard because, and then to bring Elimination Chamber, those fans are really going to appreciate it tenfold. So I don't think that it's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard of. Actually, I think it's quite smart. So I kind of applaud the idea.
You'd take the $50 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. And Manicus, any thoughts real quick?
I agree.
You agree? All right.
I agree.
Simple enough.
I agree.
Hopefully we don't get another lousy women's Elimination Chamber match where they try and do the light hitting moves into the chamber itself. And, one thing I've hated since they started to have the women's chamber match every year, instead of having that chain or metal bottom to the outside of the cell, they put padding on there to keep all of the women safe. Because you got to keep the women safe, even though they want to be equal to what the guys do, and they can't, but it's a different story for a different time. As you can tell, I'm still angry about it, Oscar.
Okay, with your
Angry about what?
misogyny,
They've ruined elimination. Well, they ruined Elimination Chamber on their own, but they made it even worse by adding the women's version.
With your misogyny, we're gonna wrap things up.
Wait a minute! Whoa, Oscar! Whoa!
Because I can't.
Do you think Piggott could be entered into the Elimination Chamber?
Okay, folks, I want y'all to have a great rest of the weekend.
Well, no, this is going to air Monday night, Oscar, so don't worry. We're going to be in our regular slot. We just had to tape it a little early.
Y'all, and I hope y'all have enjoyed Raw and enjoyed this misogynist episode of the Monday Night Mission.
Dewdrop and Piggott could be the first two in the chamber.
If you have any questions or comments, direct them solely to Dan Marotti.
At bw@bostonwrestling.com.
Yes.
Well, all right. Well, we're not going to be able to get into the fact that it doesn't look like Sonny will be able to compete in a women's elimination chamber for probably 4 to 7 years, but I guess we'll have to say
Wait, what happened?
Sonny got arrested yet again.
Oh, man.
Got arrested?
Yet again.
For what?
Let's see. What is it? Two counts of possessing weapons and one on terroristic threats.
Oh. Wow.
So her days ahead will not be sunny. Actually, Kevin Manicus, can you get the door for Charlie Wilson?
I got you. Give me 1 second. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oscar is a man that I don't think you and Sonny were peers at the same time, but your thoughts on Sonny being arrested yet again?
Actually, we was. Her and her husband at the time came in right as I was making my exit, so I did spend like a couple of months. I know her really well. I'm one of the few people that get along with her. I'm one of the few people that actually can calm her down if I'm there in a fervor, because she was about to get into it with Conan.
Really?
At a WrestleCon pre-signing.
Really?
I had to calm her down. But oh my God.
Well, I'm not quite sure where this happened, but yet again, I mean, this is some serious stuff when you're talking about weapons and terroristic threats.
Yeah.
Did Sonny ever put the moves on you, Oscar?
No.
Well, I've heard that she's been known to do that from time to time. I don't know if she was ever after you or Harvey even, but
yeah, she would have been quite disappointed.
Yeah. Why would she have been disappointed?
Because the answer would have been hell no.
Oh! I thought you meant in the actual love-making session she might have been disappointed.
No. She wouldn't even got a shot.
She wouldn't have had a shot. All right. Well, Well, since I surprised you with that one, I guess we'll wrap it up. There was even more news we'll talk about next week. MLW suing WWE.
Whoa.
Bruce Pritchard taking over the book for NXT. WWE stars headed to NXT on a regular basis, which I hate. And so much more for our little partner in crime here, Kevin Manicus Hart, along with the man that led Men on a Mission to the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship nearly 28 years ago in Europe, the Man on a Mission himself, Oscar. I'm Dan Marotti. We'll see you next week, right after Raw on Wrestling Insider's Monday Night Mission. Good night from Boston. Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.